Is there a better alternative than your bonds? All right, so I was talking to a guy yesterday. We'll call him Casey Kasem. And he was telling me about the top 40 first and foremost. And then he said, look, man, I got a bunch of BND, a bunch of Ginnie Mae. Just not making anything. Is there something better? Now, I've been getting fielding this question quite a bit, a couple times at least, on emails and whatnot. And I get it, man. I got some bonds too. So let's dive into this first and foremost. So here is going to be, we're using this valueinvesting.io thing, and we're going to look at $10,000 we put into BND, and then I have EDV, all right? So erectile dysfunction venture capital, I guess, all right, where you got BND. Anyway, so we come over to EDV, and we put $10,000 in 10 years ago, and you can see right here, BND is still worth $12,300. So the compounded annual growth rate is 2% a year over the last 10 years. Or EDV, erectile dysfunction venture, is down 2.18% annualized. Not good. So our $10,000 in BND is worth $12,000 today. Our $10,000 in EDV is worth $8,000. Now EDV is a longer-term bond. All right, so you're going to get you can see right here, it went way up as interest rates went down, and then it went way down when interest rates went up. So that's over 10 years. Now let's make it over 5 years. It's going to look even, just again, it won't look all that great. You're like, oh man, go to 2021 and right there. All right, so 2021, back test portfolio, and same kind of thing here. Just not, I mean, $10,000 and BND is worth $9,911 today. You just haven't made any money. And EDV, your $10,000 is worth half. So anyway, the idea that bonds are a safe harbor just proves not. And just remember what EDV is. It's a zero coupon long treasury bond. You cannot get much more volatile than that. It's literally the most volatile portfolio of bonds you can get, the longer term zero coupon. So don't buy EDV if you don't want to deal with volatility. I bought it a couple years ago thinking that the rates would start going down, if not level off. They've kind of leveled off to the upside a little bit. So, I'm still getting, I don't want to say hammered. I miss getting hammered, but I have still lost money. I'm down, 20, 15% since I purchased it. But well. So the question, of course, is, all right, would you buy that again today? As I always say, would you buy BND today or EDV? So let's take a look here. All right, so check this out. Here's BND right now, paying 4.58. 4.58. All right, that's your current yield. All right, that's the interest you would accumulate if you bought it today. 4.58. Now here's EDV, and again, I'm just using EDV because I literally own this, and there's really no reason to buy EDV unless you said, hey man, there's an opportunity there to take advantage of interest rates moves, and if you think that's going to happen, yeah, you should buy EDV. If you think interest rates are going to drop, you'll pop. If you think interest rates are going to go up, you're going to get hammered. You can see right now, if you buy EDV, you'd be paying 5.45. All right, again, the difference though, let me look at the difference is long term versus the other one was intermediate term. Just keep that in mind. All right, so anyway, the point being is, what's interest rates going to do going forward? Are they going to go down? I just don't think so. I don't think they're going to go down. And that way, if they don't go down, you're not going to get any pop. You're just not. On interest rate movement to give you an upside, I hate to say capital gain. There's really no capital gain in a bond, but basically you're relying on the yield, and the yield, that's it. So 4.5, that's all you're going to get. Maybe a little bit less, as interest rates could go up. I mean, we've seen the 10-year Treasury go up to above 4.5. I think it's at 4. What's the 10-year Treasury doing right now? And the 30 years at 5. The last time I checked, is 5.1. 10 years at 4.5, 30 years at 5.06. So we'll see the yields on these bonds. I'll show you here real quick. So here's a 30-year, excuse me. You can see for 6 months it's been bouncing around, from 4.7 to 5. Basically 2, and then and that's just for 6 months. And we can see for a year, again, bounce around 4.5 to 5.2. So that's that's a little bit of a bouncing, but not. You can't expect much movement in price other than a little bit of bouncing around. And then we got the 10-year Treasury right here. Same thing. We go to 2 years as low as 3.9 to 4.6. or 4.7. So I mean that's a little bit of a bouncing around, but I doubt it's going to go much. I just think it's going to be in this corridor of 4.5, 4.25 to 4.75. I don't even know if it's going to get to 4.75, but 4.5 to 4.75 is probably our corridor. So you're buying it at 4.5% yield. You're probably never going to get more than that, and that makes sense. If you're going to go long, you're probably getting a 5 to 5.5 corridor. All right. Now the drawback is both these bond funds have downside volatility, even if they're liquid. So the alternative would be money market accounts. You're getting what 3.5, 3.75 right now on a money market. Let's see here. So you got a money market 3.5 with no downside risk, where the bonds I just showed you, there is downside risk. I mean, literally, if the interest rates cycle up, you're going to have a decline in your price per share. So money market, if you buy a money market, you'll sacrifice 100 basis points to 1.5 to 200 basis points, depending on how far out you want to go in the maturity of the bonds, the duration. All right, so you got 3.5 for short terms, you got 5.5 for long term, and then you could always buy an annuity. I've always said I love annuities, man. Big fan, long time. And here are annuities. This is a 5-year USA guaranteed annuity at 5%. 5.05 guaranteed, no downside risk at all. Surrender charge right here, I think it's like 9.87. So you always have access to 10% a year after the first year, but if you take more than that, you got to pay a 9% surrender charge. But there's no downside risk whatsoever. I'm a huge fan of annuities because I just think you're getting 5% with no downside risk. You could get a 10-year annuity of 5. I think it's 5.1. What was it? 10-year, 5.2. And yeah, you're going to have surrender charges, 100%. 9.876 6875309 8675309. I get it, 100%. So you got your surrender charge. And I always say, all right, so, I mean, if you needed put $100,000 in an annuity and you needed $30,000 out of it in a year, you have access to the first $10,000, right? And then anything above $10,000, $20,000 in this case, you pay a 10% penalty. It's $2,000. That's if you need it. That just doesn't seem like that bad of a deal to me. So, yeah, you're locking up your money, Josh. Yeah, you're locking up your money to the extent you got surrender charges on anything above the 10% withdrawal amount, for sure. But you're getting a guarantee, in this case, 5.2 without any, just without any downside risk other than the solvency of the annuity company. And you're not getting that a CD. You're just not. So CDs aren't an alternative. Money markets could be, but the interest rates, they're cycling. I don't think you're going to get 4.5 to 5% on interest rates anymore on money markets. And then bonds, I just told you about. So I like annuities, man, unless you definitely know you need the money tomorrow, or you're under 59.5. Remember, and a fixed annuity works like an IRA. If you're under 59.5 and you take it out, you're going to have to deal with a 10% surrender charge potentially, but also a 10% early withdrawal from the IRS. Just keep that in mind. So annuities, make sure you're over 59.5 or having an IRA, because an IRA, you can take the surrender charge. You can take the amount from the annuity out if you want to, as long as it stays in the IRA. It's not going to be subject to a early withdrawal penalty from the IRS, if that makes sense. So I'm a fan of annuities. I think they're overlooked. I don't know why, but I do know why, because the investment industry has done such a great job of dissuading you that all annuities are bad. It's just not true. All right. God bless. Love your thoughts. Smash. We'll see you.